spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Brought to you by Lincoln Mercury. Nobody has more kinds of cars or more kinds of people. See them at the sign of the cat. By Goodyear, makers of the custom Steel Guard radial tire. And by State Farm Mutual. Almost anywhere you live, there's a State Farm agent nearby. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Good Friday morning, friends. Mark Holmes, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And, of course, we got the Funky Chicken back here. And, as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. I hope that you can roll your big behind out of the bed and don't walk immediately to the refrigerator for a plate first thing this morning. Go for a walk, man. Try to get, your body and your blood flowing and everything else at least before you get another plate. It'll actually make some more room so you can put more in. But be that as it may, is this what it feels like to be on a win streak? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend because the Cowboys have now won 2 games in a row. I'm not going to get too excited. I'm just going to live this week to week. The Cowboys have the mini bye week, so to speak, because we don't play until Cincinnati next week. So we got a couple of days to heal, and man, do we need to heal. I don't know that anybody has been hit by the injury bug as much as the Dallas Cowboys have this year. It has been crazy. It's been off the rails, but they've at least been able to put together 2 games, 2 division wins back to back. And I'm going to go ahead and play this because we have an emerging linebacker star right now. A couple of things you got to at least, we kill the Cowboys when we don't succeed, but we need to give people credit when they do. Okay? You can't argue about Overshown. Could you imagine if Overshown didn't get his ACL tour last year before the season, what we would have been like last year? Talk about a missed opportunity. But here we go.
First of all, happy Thanksgiving. And what a Thanksgiving for you. I mean, you got 9 tackles, your first career touchdown, a fumble recovery, but we got to talk about you tipping the ball to yourself for a pick 6. Do you remember it? Can you take me through it?
I can remember the running back coming up to me. I thought I was getting blocked, but, they always say that the play is going to come. You 100% effort every time, your play is going to come, and I've been waiting for something like that. I was actually told that I was going to get a pick 6 today, so it's just the power of, manifesting and trusting everything going around you. So it was definitely a feeling that I'll never forget.
I feel like people have been talking about you since camp. From your head coach to Micah Parsons calling you a pit bull, getting ready to, get you off the leash. What is clicking? What is coming together for you and this defense?
I play around a great group of guys, and, they definitely helped me to get back to this point, being out all last year and then being able to come back with a coach like Zam and with a D coordinator that trusts me. So very thankful for the guys that I get to play with. They definitely make my job easier and, just getting better every week. Everything's starting to slow down for me. healthy. I'm blessed and I'm healthy. That's all I can ask for. So any chance I get to step on this gridiron, you know, I'm going 100%.
Amen.
Before we let you go, we're honoring, of course, John Madden today on Thanksgiving. This entire defense walked over just a bit ago and had some turducken. You still have the leg. How is it? You've never had it before, correct?
First time.
And?
You know, I'm usually not a turkey guy, but somebody stuck their foot in this. I love this. I love this. So, you know, a good little, my mom actually got me some leftovers at home. They cooked at home. So I'm finna go home and tear up some more ham too. So thank you for the early Thanksgiving dinner.
Happy Thanksgiving. Go enjoy it. Congrats on a great day.
Happy Thanksgiving. God bless.
Oh, man. You got to love that, man. You got to love that.
Membership, man. We appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. You have to love that. Overshown, he's having an incredible season, and he is truly making a difference. And you look at that and say, okay, we got something going on here. I'm going to touch briefly on another player. I'm going to go into more detail in a different video. I don't want to get too long-winded here first thing this morning because your attention is the leftovers right now, and I don't want to stop you from doing that. But surprisingly, here's the thing that's crazy is people go through and they kill a player when they don't play well. You know, we have they're a bus. You know, they stink, they suck, and all that wasted pick and stuff, and rightfully so when they're not playing well and stuff. But when they do start playing well, you don't hear anything about them. They honestly don't say anything about them at all. It's just like, okay, you could at least admit that they're turning things around. They're actually doing better than what you thought they were. You've literally trashed them and said push them off of a bridge. Then they start playing well, and nobody gives them credit for actually turning it around. And not all players come into the league playing like Micah Parsons. Sometimes it takes several years before a player really begins to get their legs underneath them, the speed of the game, and learning the system that they need to play. Because a lot of times you may have been doing something in college one way where you're a big fish. You know, you only have, 2 or 3, 4 or 5 guys on an NFL roster, caliber players on one team at most. And you're going against teams that don't have players that will be going to the NFL. Well, guess what? When you go to the NFL, you may have been that big fish in a little pond. Now you're a freaking minnow in the ocean because now everybody is good. So you have the speed of the game that speeds up. The talent that you're playing against is better. And if you're changing positions, for example, you look at Tyler Guyton, who played right tackle. You're now having to make the jump going to the NFL at the opposite side. You take a Cooper Beebe, who's been a guard and a tackle. Now he's a center. You take a guy like Mozzie Smith, who was a run stopper, and say, now we need you to be like a 3 technique. We need you to be able to lose some weight and rush the passer. So you end up changing what they have done, so you have a learning curve. But 2 guys that have been kind of coming on pretty good, and we haven't been hearing much about it is, think about Luke Schoonmaker. Schoonmaker, over the course of the last 3 games, has 14 receptions. Okay? 14 receptions. That doesn't sound like a lot. And, most people say, okay, big deal. So he's got 14 receptions. From where he was, let me tell you how bad it was. This year, he's got 22 receptions. Okay? 14 of those have been in the last 3 games. 14 of his 22 have been in the last 3 games. Last year, he had, this is going to blow your mind. I believe it was only 8. He was targeted 15 times. He had 8 receptions on the year for 65 yards. This year, he's been targeted 31 times, come down with the ball 22, and had 14 of those catches in the last 3 weeks. His yard average increased from 8.1 to 9.1. His success rate increased from 40 to 51.6. A lot of this is the reason why he's getting more playing time is because, of course, our starting tight end is injured. in concussion protocol. And so now Schoonmaker is getting more of an opportunity and seems to be getting the gist of it and actually becoming a very capable tight end. Yesterday, he ended up having, let me pull up the stats here, targeted 6 times, caught 5 of them for 33 yards. Not major yards, but nobody's getting more yards. I mean, getting a lot of yards. But he ended up having more yards than CeeDee Lamb yesterday, more catches than CeeDee Lamb yesterday. And see, when you have an 83.3% catch rate that he had like he did yesterday, that's phenomenal. In fact, surprisingly, he is having an incredible season from where he was. He has a catch percentage right now of 71%. So this is a building block that you can have in the future with Jake Ferguson. If we can get him to be able to play like this consistently and get Jake Ferguson back, that's going to open up more doors, especially for my 12 personnel. Another player, young player that's getting an opportunity who was left on the roadside, Pro Football Focuses pointed out that he was the worst ranked defensive lineman in football early in the season. And I pointed out to me, I saw his work ethic in training camp. And he seemingly has turned it around. He got a half a sack yesterday. Understand, he only had, I believe, 1 sack in college. That's not what his forte was. But, and I'll go into Mozzie a bit more later on in another video, but Mozzie was a key cog on the equation as well yesterday. He has actually turned himself around because, he's over 31 tackles for the year. I know for people who don't understand interior defensive linemen, he had 13 all of last year. He's got 31 this year, 16 that are solos. Interior defensive linemen don't get the love. They don't get the numbers like an edge rusher or a linebacker. If you can get a defensive lineman that gets 30 or 40 tackles, you're doing something really good. You've got a player that's holding the middle. And so, like I said, I'll go into him a little bit more later. But I do want to, while we're here, because this is the wild world of Micah Parsons sports, is listen to Micah Parsons here talking about the game.
Back-to-back wins. How's it feel going into the short week?
It feels good. Now my focus is heading to the Bengals, understanding how they're going to attack us and, who they got. They got some dudes. Hopefully we get Elon back and maybe, Trayvon. So hopefully we fully loaded, and I know they're going to be fully loaded. So, I'm looking forward to that. You
guys are back to creating takeaways on this defense. Is it about getting comfortable with Zim's style and making it all play?
Yeah, man. You got to think it was a learning period. Everyone's understanding new defense. Zim's a lot more creative and demanding how they want people to play the gap. So it was challenging a lot of the interior guys to play new ways, the corners to play new ways. I think at this point everyone's comfortable, everyone's locked in, And you got to think, as soon as we was trying to get comfortable, injuries, like bang, bang, bang. So you got to call some guys up that was probably never going to get the opportunity, and they got to learn the system. And, they was probably comfortable. Like, I got Micah and D-Law in front. I'm probably, not going to get much. And it's like, boom, it's right there in front of you. So it tells you always got to be prepared. You always got to stay prepared. And I think at this point in the season that everyone's ready.
Can you talk about the home victory for the fans, and it was on Thanksgiving?
Finally. Thank God
we got to be thankful for that. On Thanksgiving, got to be thankful, man. Super appreciative, super blessed that we came out here and put on the show today.
How does it impact your game, being able to play next to Overshown and all the plays that he's able to make?
It helps me a lot. I think in the end, when you got someone just as lucrative as you, and I told y'all from the beginning he was going to be a dude, from his rookie year. Before the injury, I said that would be an all-pro, Pro Bowl type player. I'm just happy that he's finally shown it. I saw it from the beginning. I said, he remind me of somebody. Now, he ain't 11 yet. That's Agent Zero. I think he has his own creative identity.
He needs to have the zero.
And that's what I like. He's not trying to be like me. He's his own special specimen. Like, he's going to be felt every play. You know what I'm saying? So he's a wild cat out there on the field, but, man, I love playing next to him.
Not only are you guys getting takeaways, but you also now your pass rush is coming alive. Look at today, 6 sacks and almost 15 quarterback hits, but you're doing it from the interior to Mozzie, Osa. You just talk about as the defensive front, how that's coming along and why it's starting to kind of pick up.
Man, you know what I'm saying? When you kind of got, some of your dudes back, it makes it a lot easier on them interior guys. And then, I just think we're doing a great job of playing off each other, understand that they're going to slide and chip in my direction, and it's Zim with the scheme. He's doing a lot of things where he's like, all right, like, you got to eat couple times, so these other guys can go, and that's perfectly fine. Sometimes you got to be the decoy, and sometimes when I'm in the inside and it gives me a chance to be one-on-one, I got to win those. And 8 out of 10 times I'm going to win those. So, you just got to understand when it's your opportunity. So I just think everything's coming alive perfectly.
Earlier this season, you said too many guys were playing superhero. Are people still playing superhero, or are they buying into certain systems?
I mean, we all see a difference, don't we? The film not lying. Everyone's probably standing their gaps. We playing honest and true. And, that just goes in to show, we just starting to really believe in each other, really buying into the program, understand that we really can be good. And I said we could be a damn good football team. And we flashed again tonight. I don't like how we let Drew Lock escape a couple times, but, we're going to fix that. For me, this is my first time seeing my son since camp. So I think I'm really thankful that he was able to come down here. He was waving from me from the suite, and he's like, so, for me, that's probably, my biggest blessing, finally be reconnected with my oldest son. And, all the families in, all my kids are here, man. So I'm going to go home and embrace them. And, he's probably going to be crawling tonight. He was already crawling yesterday. So it's going to be fun, man.
How do you feel to draw a holding call?
Oh, man, I was like, fine. Did y'all see the hands to the face? Because I know it couldn't be me. And then, me and the ref kind of laughed about it. And he was like, I saw him holding you. I was like, fine, I'm just happy I got one this year. But, I think it's just comical. I think I won't get another one for another 5 weeks. Maybe next year. We don't know yet. But I think that just comes with it when you just go on full speed every play.
Thank you, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah, so here's a interesting take that I'm going to actually say is I think they're beginning to buy into again, let me say slow the roll just a little bit here, okay? Because again, this was Drew Lock and the New York Giants. This is not a great team. It's not a great team, okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, we're going to run the table here and do great things. But you're beginning to see the emergence on the defense of some key players. Micah Parsons, being back and seems like he's rejuvenated. He seems almost like a different player on and off the field. You see his podcast has kind of changed. It's almost like he's grown up. Agent Zero. He needs the 0 jersey. Okay. It's a travesty that we call him Agent Zero, but yet he doesn't have that number because Rowdy has it. You know what? And we're seeing the emergence slowly but surely of Mozzie Smith. And if we could get back some of the players, if we get Diggs back out on the field on a regular, you see the effect of having Deron Bland out there. If we could get this team healthy and add some pieces, it's not that far away of a team. The great thing about this team right now, too, is it is very, very young. And this offseason, it will get even younger. Zach Martin, you have to think is not going to be coming back. You have to think that Brandon Cooks, who did have an impact yesterday, probably is not coming back. And you have to think that D-Law is not coming back. You get rid of those are your elder statesmen right there. And you have to think Zeke's not coming back. And replace them with younger players. You might be one of the youngest teams in the NFL. So we're going to finish this off with Shannon Sharp and see what they had to say about the game last night.
A home win at long last this season.
Certainly great to have those 2 wins back-to-back, but it's particularly great to win here at home. Had a great crowd out there, and it was befitting that we have a little Thanksgiving victory to celebrate.
I mean, you have to recognize, the way we played in the past here, and the crowds are, it's an incredible place to compete. Our fans are great, and so yes, it's definitely overdue. So it was important to get the win on a lot of fronts, but it was really, really important to get a home win.
The Cowboys had their best home game of the season on Thursday. They won the time of possession battle for the first time and had season highs in points, yard margin, and turnover margin. Dallas had a negative yard and turnover margin in each of their first 5 home games this season.
The Cowboys defeated the Giants 27-20. Cowboys reignited their ground game. securing their fourth 100-yard rush game of the season. Rico Dowdle led the way with a career high 112 yards on 22 carries. It's his first 100-yard game as a professional. It's also the Cowboys' first by a Cowboy player, since Tony Pollard in Week 3 of 2023. Dowdle also responsible for Cowboys' first rushing attempt of at least 20 yards this year. The star of the Cowboys was DeMarvion Overshown. He secured both of Dallas turnovers, recovering a fumble forced by Eric Kendrick and on Tyrone Tracy, and catching his own batted pass. And he ran that back for a pick six. That was on Drew Lock. Because you see the guy right there, you go open over the top. You don't throw it. You don't.
Yeah. Hey, listen, the Cowboys defensively, they play very well. They play very, very well on the run, pass game. Man, they play really well, especially at the point of attack. They were very physical up front, not allowing the Giants to have their way and impose their will. So I like what I saw from the Cowboys today. But can you do it against the better teams? Can you do it consistently against the teams that have winning records? That's where the issue comes into play for them. I'm hoping everything is okay with CeeDee Lamb. I see he left the game maybe late second, maybe early third quarter. Something wrong with his shoulder.
Third quarter, yeah. He had that bruised rotator, what was the AC joint?
But
they ain't got nothing, Ocho, they ain't got nothing to do with them dropping them damn passes now. I ain't gonna let you do that.
Okay.
I ain't gonna let you do that. Blame that on the shoulder.
Yeah, I know you're talking about the drag. You're talking about the drag route.
I'm talking about he dropped 3 of them. He turned into a retriever. All he did was pick the ball up and hand it to the official. His job as a receiver, his job is to catch the ball, not to retrieve the ball.
Yes, sir.
He dropped 3. He had 6 targets. He had 2 catches. Malik Neighbors, same thing for you, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all yapping about wanting the ball, but you're dropping it. He throw it to you, you throw it back at him. So, I saw CD get dragged down on his shoulder, but that wasn't why he's dropping those passes. That's lack of concentration.
Yeah, most definitely.
And he beat the hell up.
Neighbors.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring up the drop balls, but since you...
Why not? You got to.
I know since you brought it to a head, them boys know you got to catch that pill, baby. That's the money. That's your money maker. That brown ball they call the Duke, you got to love that. You got to love that more than you love your family. Because in order to feed your family, you got to catch that Duke. They gonna be all right though. We gonna get that together. That ain't nothing but little jug machine after practice. Even in week 12, little jug machine after practice won't hurt.
Yeah. No. I'm not talking. Malik Neighbors is a rookie. What that got to do with you catching the ball? You caught the ball. That's something you've been doing all your life, Ocho. We're not asking him to make spectacular catches. Like when they throw you the ball in the frame of your body, catch it. That's all we're asking. No, we don't need no Odell Beckham. We don't need nothing spectacular. When they throw you the ball, Ocho, you catch it. At some point in time, you got to realize everything is not meant to be a spectacular. Everything is not meant to be a catch and run, Ocho, for 40 yards. You have to understand situation. You know what? The most important thing here is to get this first down. Let me get this and get on the ground.
And secure it, yeah.
A lot of if you look at CD, what did CD try to do? He tried to get up the wrong.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen a catch that hit the ground first.
Right.
If you drop it, it ain't a catch. I don't care how you jumping up and down, but I'd have been going. And you would have, but you're not. You're going back to the huddle. Come on, guys. Look, everybody, it wasn't no sun today. Ain't nobody complain about no sun, Ocho. Ain't no sun.
Yeah, it wasn't out. Just a small lack of concentration, split second, taking your eyes off the ball.
But Ocho, normally when you have one of those drops early, what do? You concentrate, you focus even more. Yeah, it seems like CD, he lapsed concentration. He lapsed even more because after that point, Ocho, he didn't catch another pass.
Yeah.
Cooper Rush was 21 of 36, 195, 1 touchdown.
Efficient.
Like you said, they ran the ball, Ocho, basically about 4 yards a carry. They had 32 carries.
That ain't bad.
Nah, you can live with that.
It's not the greatest, but it ain't bad.
Look, you can only beat who's on your schedule. We know the Giants aren't very good.
Right.
But we've seen the Cowboys lose games like this before also. So give them credit. for keeping focus on a short week, not still celebrating the victory in Washington, coming out there, handling their business today. When you get string two together, now you get about 5 or 6 days off before you get ready for the next Sunday. You still look, everything you're gonna probably need to run the table, Ocho, in order to get one of these playoff spots.
Yeah, wild card.
You get 3 teams out of the NFC North: Minnesota, Green Bay, and Detroit. So there's only one spot left.
Right.
Cowboys, San Francisco, Seattle, Arizona.
But there's one problem, huh?
What?
And that goes for all Cowboys fans in the chat. This is no disrespect to y'all. Yeah, the Cowboys do need to run the table to have a chance at a spot. You do know they play the Bengals Monday night, right? In Jerry's world, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure. I'm just making sure you understand what they got coming up.
Okay. Y'all defense terrible. Y'all might do something. Y'all better be able to block. Can y'all block their front?
Huh?
Can y'all block their front?
Oh yeah, we gonna be fine. You know, Joe get the ball out of his hands quick anyway. As a matter of fact, we gonna establish the run first. Get the front tied up there. Micah Parsons gonna be frustrated. You know, he gonna get mad because the ball's gonna be coming out. Boom, it's gone.
Hold on, Cowboy fans. What are y'all talking about? Y'all gonna win the division? Y'all 2-1. Do y'all understand the Eagles' record?
They trying to get a reaction out of you, huh? No,
this the delusion. This is why Jerry is how he is, because he know his fans are gullible. They're They're gonna believe anything that he sells them, and it serves them right. I'll be glad when it's like in 3 weeks when they get put out of their misery, and then what they gonna say? Wait the next year, and I'll be right here. Guess what? The nightcap will be right here next in 25, 26, 27, and y'all still ain't going nowhere.
Wow, we still ain't going nowhere.
But look, like I said, Ocho, you can only beat who's on your schedule.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've seen the Cowboys lose games like this before.
Yes, sir.
They won today. Give them credit for that. I thought they ran the ball extremely well. The defense got after Drew Lock. Made it very, very tough. I mean, think about Ocho. They ran the ball 21 times for 116 yards. That's on 5 yards a carry.
Yeah, that's enough to beat the Giants, huh? Let's keep.
I'm saying the Giants rushed for 21 for 116.
No, I'm okay. I'm saying is it Dowdle? That says last name.
No. I'm saying no. The Cowboys rushed 32 for 122. The Giants rushed 21 for 116.
But what about putting it in the air, huh?
But here's the thing, though, Ocho. You gave up a scoop and score. I mean, you gave up a pick six, you gave up in another fumble. So there you go, right there. You basically played them to a standstill on offense. But when you turn the ball over, I mean, what do you expect to happen?
You pay double for that.
You do.
Okay. All right. Ran that one a little too long there, didn't I? Okay. So there you have it. Cowboys. Everything is good. We just have now CeeDee Lamb is the problem. All right, good people. I hope you all have a great day and enjoy the victory, enjoy the vacation, enjoy the time off where we can sit back and watch some other people and get ready for the Cincinnati Bengals. Peace out.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat. The human drama of athletic competition. This is ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Brought to you by Lincoln Mercury. Nobody has more kinds of cars or more kinds of people. See them at the sign of the cat. By Goodyear, makers of the custom Steel Guard radial tire. And by State Farm Mutual. Almost anywhere you live, there's a State Farm agent nearby. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.